New England Candlepins is made possible through the generous support of the U.S. Candlepin Bowling Association. Learn more at uscandlepin.com. By Fico's Family Bowladrome in Franklin, Massachusetts. Visit ficosbowl.com. By your community's public access channel. And by your Franklin friends and neighbors. Good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.
From Fico's Bowladrome in Franklin, Massachusetts, it's New England Candlepins Summer Tournament 2014. In our third elimination show, Auburn's Gary Santora rolls against Dave Mallahan from Methuen. And in Game 2, Stephen Legendre takes on fellow Franklin local Dan Gauthier. Now let's roll with your host, Jay Horrigan.
Welcome back to another great season in New England Championship Candlepin Bowling. We're here at Fico's Bowladrome in Franklin, Massachusetts, and we're here for our third show of our Sweet 16 matches. We will continue on with our elimination shows. Today we'll bring you two matches. Our first match would pit Dave Mallahan coming in as our number 2 seed against Gary Santora. Dave, this is your first time with us. Welcome.
Welcome. Glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you here. That's awesome. Coming in as our number 2 seed, so you're obviously bowling well.
Yeah, have had a good run. It's been a long stretch for a struggle, but now it's, you can turn it around in a toss of a dime. So, now's the time.
Well, if you see a dime on the floor, don't run too quickly because I'm going to pick it up.
I'm already a step ahead of you.
Damn it. Okay, well, now we're going to turn to Gary. Gary, you come in as our number 15 seed. Have you bowled against Dave before?
I don't think I've bowled against him. We bowled together on the same team at the Worlds once.
Okay, that's great. As you know, he's in the witness protection program, but I'm not allowed to talk about that.
I've heard.
Okay, we won't discuss that much. How have you been bowling recently?
Up and down.
Up and down?
Never know what you're going to get from day to day with me.
Okay, I did hear you when you were bowling warm-ups prior to us coming on air. I did hear you yell the word "ow" on one shot.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Not getting any younger.
At our age, that does happen. Okay. Well, we're going to be back with this match momentarily. So we'll be back right after this.
What is community without community support? Without community access? Without communication that creates a common bond? You can make community by making community TV. Contact your public access community TV center. Learn how you can help, because you can. Volunteer today. When you support your community TV, you also support your community.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready for our first match today. And first up is going to be Gary Santora. Go get him. Joined again this week by Rick Myron and Dave Chestercove. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
It's nice to be here.
It's nice for you to be here.
Well, it's nice of you to say that it's nice of us to be here.
Well, it's nice of you to say. It's nice of me to say. It's nice of you to be here.
Before we lose any more viewers, Gary has 7 dropped and he gets a 9 out of that.
I agree.
We only had 4 to begin with.
Well, we're down to 3.
Oh, goodness.
Santora's a 117 average out of Bogey Lanes in East Brookfield, Mass. He's got a monster 205 high single and a 486 triple. This guy can really roll.
All right, Gary's got some work to do to clean this second box up. Still has 4 pins standing, the 1, 6, 7, 10.
It's a tough start for Gary Santora. Now here comes Dave Hodge.
Hodge all over the
Hodge
pocket.
starts with a
drops
strike.
A hammer. Dave averages 112 out of Riverwalk. Has a high single of 193, a high triple of 489.
I have him at 116 out of Riverwalk, which I think would be a little closer.
No, you're looking at Dan Gauthier's sheet.
Well, that's because I have no idea what I'm doing back here.
Well, welcome to my world, Richie.
Oh, Dave with a good second ball
That's
there.
a good ball from Haji. Well, you know, it's I've bowled with Dave for a number of years at the Worlds, and he always seems to show up. So to hear 112 is just,
No, I agree.
you know, to me it just kind of just doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? So it starts with 24 for 2 and a 9-pin advantage for the 2 boxes. So he'll take that start.
Gary just off to the right. Leaves a 4 horseman left.
Sure. And a special guest appearance.
Mike Legendre
By
running
Mike
some pins for
Legendre.
us. Oh yeah.
It's always good to have one of the Legendre twins in the house.
Yes. All right, Gary looking to make the spare. Ooh, just to the left, leaving just a head pin. And makes a 9. All right, Gary looking to get back on track here on lane 16. Great pitch right in the pocket. Drops 8.
The piece of wood is up a little bit high on the 4-7 here. Might be tough to carry the shot. He has to go nice and high on it, almost on the cap.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
he
he
got
got
over
it.
too. That's
Well
a good
done.
shot. That's a really good shot out of Gary Santora.
All right, so Gary puts up a mark.
Yeah, that's a nice way to bounce back after a couple of tough frames to start up.
Might get him going.
Gary right in the pocket again on 15. Drops 9 with a nice piece of wood out in front.
That's a great ball right there. A nice flat piece of wood. All over it. And just going back to that little average misfire that I had right there. He is listed at a 112, but his high single is a 193 and his high triple is a 489. So that'll give you an idea of what kind of firepower he has. And there's another 9 drop. He leaves the 5-pin with a piece of wood that really shouldn't hurt him, even if he clips it on the way by. But he's looking to go right at the pin here.
And you saw that piece of wood didn't hurt him at all. Didn't think it would. Makes the spare.
I've had the pleasure of bowling with Haji at the Worlds, a number of times, and I can say this without, any recourse whatsoever. He's the best teammate I've ever had, without a doubt. And
He looks like he'd be fun to bowl with.
oh,
too.
he's a riot. The guy is an absolute riot. He's a genuinely good bowler and just as good a guy.
Yeah.
Gary looking to make the spare. Just got a little unlucky there.
Took out that check mark.
Makes
Yeah,
it for a
good
nice
10.
10.
That's a good 10 though. One string format, as you know, every pin.
Every pin is important.
You go back to the Matt Rich and Lou Alberghini match from our last set a couple of months back. You might remember Matt capped that single pin.
Yeah.
Ended up needing just 3 on the fill, and he did get 3 on the fill, but it was because of the pinning that he had previously to that gave him that opportunity. And Gary drops a 9 here. Leaves the 4-pin. Just sneaks by.
So Haji with an opportunity to take real good command of the string in these next 2 frames. He is already working on them.
This is a golden opportunity. You're right, Dave.
Even if he just gets 1 out of 2 bars here. Just off to the head pin here, drops 5. Leaves the 1, 2, 5, 7, 8.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird 5 to take out, but makeable shot. Just a hair to the left.
Oh, what a pretty
nicely.
10.
Takes out the 147, no problem whatsoever. And an 18-pin advantage through the half. An opposite of 10 box here. If he throws a mark here, it's going to be really tough for Gary to get back into this one.
I agree.
That was a great shot using the wall there.
Dave right in the pocket again, drops 8.
He's got his dander up right now. He's bowling well.
Yeah, he's throwing a really great ball right now.
Tough piece of wood here. There's a little space there on the front piece of wood. And he pushes it in.
So it's a spare for Dave in the 6th frame.
Santora off the head pin,
Off
but he
the
might
head
get a
pin, he might
strike,
get
and he
a
does! Oh, and boy, what a time for that. Wow, if he could compound that into something else, that'd be something. You love to see that in Candlepin. That's
You get the big
more
double
often
here.
than
That's
not, it
big.
doesn't work that way.
Oh, just off the head pin.
Looking to do it again. Takes out 6. The 1, 2, 7, 10.
It's 3 of them. Is it going
Take
to
it.
come
Will
across?
that
Take it.
wood come over? Wow,
Oh,
it touches
drop-
the 10 pin.
It's
9.
not enough. It's a 10 there. Want to hold them up. 7th frame, lane 15.
Working on a spare here.
Right in the pocket again. Drops 9, 8. Wow.
Moves the 6-pin off its spot.
The electronic score says 9.
Yeah, they moved it from the spot, but I got it down here. So.
Okay.
And he makes the
He
spare.
gets the spare.
For you folks at home, if you missed a couple boxes, we had a little camera glitch. So if you did miss it, we apologize, but that issue seems to be fixed at this time. Dave working on a spare here. Right in the pocket again. Wants that wood to stay up. Oh, take it out. Take it
Roll
out.
back and dress up, I think.
Oh, that's nice. Drops 8.
Oh, it is rolling back up. In the meantime,
But
for that
it's gonna
camera
help.
delay, if it worked out that way, we did
Yeah.
fire all 6 of our camera people. So there's a brand new crew back there, so we should be fine for the rest of the afternoon. Oh, Haji's
And
right
Haji
on it.
makes it.
Haji's right on it, and he is bowling terrific. That's a
Oh, he's going to make a run for the high single here.
He is. He got 115 after 8 boxes with a ball hanging, if you will.
No, actually at 114. Score correct up there, gave him an extra pin on one of the fills. But either way, it's still great bowling. Gary with a nice pitch right in the pocket, drops 9.
Leaves the 6-pin with no wood.
Ooh, struggling on those singles. Missed that one.
Yeah, and I think that one's going to really seal it up here. Now,
Yeah. He makes it for a 10.
He does get the 10, but
Yeah, it's in. Yeah,
He's
it's
hit a
barring
couple
6
of
foot
those.
fouls in a row, I think Haji's got this one.
right. But Gary's a pro. He's going to try to finish strong anyway.
Oh, you aren't kidding. You aren't kidding.
There's a
there,
hammer
yeah.
right there.
Yep.
Best Gary can do is a 129. With 2 more strikes here.
Just off that pin, drop 7. Gonna go out with some style points here.
Yeah.
And gets 8 for a nice 117 game.
Well done by Gary Santora.
Gary, excuse me, Dave in the pocket again. Drop 6.
He's got the 4, 6, 7, 8. This is it's a tough shot, but he's got favorable wood if he uses it.
Oh,
Carries everything but the 6.
That was a good bid.
I didn't see the 6 standing on that one.
Brings it up for a good 10. Dave just off the head pin, leaves the Caleri left.
No veal.
So he is going to come up short of Skip Easterbrook's 158.
Yes, he will. He really needed a mark out there, but hey, he made a great run, rolling
But
a great
still.
game. So Dave will move on to the Elite 8. And he will join a few others. It was a good 140 game there.
140 was his final, so 140 for Dave Mallahan. And he beats Gary Santora, who finished with the 117. So, great job by both bowlers, and we'll be back to talk to them right after this. And we're back with our Game 1 bowlers. Dave with the win there. Gary, he was on fire.
He came out of the gate strong, and I couldn't catch up. And didn't help missing a couple of single pins, but Dave bowled really well. He deserved the win.
Absolutely, yeah. He was bowl. He started off with the strike right at the beginning, and it was he just kept going from there.
Yep, he just kept pouring it on.
Well, it was a great effort by you. We appreciate it. We hope to see you again. Dave, well done.
Thank you. Like I said, sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. Today was one of the days I had it, and it feels good to be back, and it feels good to win. Gary's a great bowler, so you just never know. It's never over. So, you gotta be ruthless, and that's just what it's all about.
Well, it was a lot of fun watching you bowl, and now you stick around, and you'll move on to our Elite 8 show where you'll take on the winner of our next match.
Excellent. Thank
So
you.
we'll look forward to that, and we'll be back with that match right after this. We're here with our bowlers for our second match in today's show. Dan Gauthier and Stephen Legendre. Steve, welcome back. It's good to see you. How you been?
Pretty good. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
First taping. I was here for the first
That's
one.
right, and you haven't been back since.
No, been busy.
Well, I understand that. How have you been bowling? Obviously,
good.
you've been bowling fairly well to be back.
Yeah, been bowling pretty good.
And you're here as our number 10 seed.
All right.
So you've been bowling well recently.
Yeah. On Wednesday night, not so well, but the league I've been bowling pretty good.
Good. And you're going to be taking on Dan, the Gothman Gauthier. Dan, it's good to see you.
Thanks. Good to see you again. Good to be back.
Well, it's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. And how have you been bowling recently?
Oh, decent in tournaments, but not very well in leagues. So hopefully this will count as a tournament and be one of the better ones.
Okay, we'll say this is a tournament.
We'll call it that.
We'll call it a tournament. For the Gothman, we'll call it a tournament. So we'll be back for this tournament in just a moment with our two bowlers, and we'll be ready to go. Welcome back. We're ready for our second match of today's show. And up first is Steve Legendre. Go get him, Steve.
Steve just off the head pin. Gets a good break, leaves the 1-3-10. Piece of wood up, carry out to 10 here, so pretty straightforward shot. Just by the head pin.
Steve qualified as our number 10 seed. And our 10th seed picks up all 10 pins. Notice how I worked that all in.
Wow.
That was magical.
That was
Magical. Magical. That was magical is what it was.
wow.
Thank you.
This show is going places.
Thank you. Right there, that's an Emmy.
We got that viewer back. We're up to 4. Steve just off the head pin.
This is a 1-7-9-10. There's a piece of wood behind the head pin that might help him here.
Oh,
Takes out the 3 in the back, leaves the head pin. Cleans it up for a 10.
It's a good start for when you start, especially if you don't want to get a mark. You get the 2 10s. Hey Dan, how you doing?
Dan the Gothman Gauthier.
Yeah, here's a lot of names. I call him Bob. Starts out with a hammer.
What a
Wastes
baseball.
no time at all.
That's right.
Whatever you call it, that's a strike.
That is a strike.
That's exactly how you want to start. So 1 ball, hit reset.
Dan Shoe Gauthier. Ball's out of Riverwalk lanes. He's a 116 average. His high single's a 192. His high triple's a 464.
Yeah, me and him bowled together on the same Friday Night Pro League team. That's why I call him Bob. Ooh. Gets a good 9 fill in that strike.
That's a much better second ball after the first. Cleans up the 10 as well. So both of our bowlers have yet to leave a pin standing through the first 2 frames. Now Steve Legendre coming back up.
Steve has a younger brother, Mike, that has moved on to the Elite 8 already.
You know how much younger? It can't be more than like 30 seconds, right?
I think so.
A couple minutes. They both throw similar balls, though, and that's for sure. They're both very good bowlers, as we saw with Mike's episode a couple of weeks ago. He had that triple strike.
Yes, he did.
Finish off Rich Kochi in a preliminary match. And Legendre right on the center.
in it.
So both bowlers on their marks early. Stevens a 110 average. His high single's a 163. His high triple's a 443. Oof.
Steve right in the pocket on that hit. Gets a tough break, leaves a 7-10. He has 3 pieces of wood out there.
443 is a high triple with only a 163 high single, you know?
That's good bowling. Wow. Hits the wood, but just carries the 10, but leaves the 7. He shot a piece of wood towards it, too. Ooh, wow, tough break. Tough break there.
We'll settle for the 9, and that's
Yeah.
2 good frames again from Legendre. It's a steady bowler, and you know, as that high triple alludes to, you know, 443 without having a huge game is rare. Is really rare.
Yeah,
And
no, I agree.
so it shows you what kind of a steady bowler he is.
Shu trying to body English that ball to get more pins to no
Shoe,
luck.
and that's another nickname of Dan Gauthier's. He's got about 1,000 of them.
Yeah, exactly. You'll hear multiple names get shouted out on this
And
episode.
he answers to all of them.
He does. He does.
It's the head pin.
Great hit.
Piece of wood coming back to touch the 5, but not enough juice to take it.
Now he's just getting mean.
We'll settle for the 9.
Dan is involved with Candlepins for Kids.
That is correct. They did change the name. It's now called Candlepin Legendre. Runs the show with Robbie Taylor. They do a great job on that show.
They do, and they had a 9-episode run, if I'm not mistaken, on Nesson this season, which I know I tuned into. I hope you did too. And like you say, they do a great job with it. It's strictly kids bowling. I mean, we had a couple episodes that had pro bowlers, if you will. I mean, we use the term pretty loosely, but you know, they do a great job with it, and it's all about the kids and all about, you know, putting in the youth into the game, because they're the future of the game. We need to really promote our youth programs and things of that nature, and Dan does a great job with it.
Yes, indeed. Alrighty. Steve just off the head pin here. Looking to make a spare. Ooh. Still got some work to do. Still a tight match, only 3 pins through 4 frames. So every pin is important. Well, he hit the head pin,
just
but
a 6 box though, so that's going to leave a little door open now. So just 53 at the half for Steve Legendre.
Steve looking to rebound on lane 15. Just missing the hit pin right again.
He just took out the 3, 4, 5. For those of you watching at home, that's just a ridiculous leave.
Yeah, I had to scratch my eyes and
now he's got the 2, 3, 4, 5. And things are getting stranger. We'll see what he can take out of that.
yeah, this is a mess. And it's not even his fault.
Oh dear. Tough 5 box.
Just goes to show folks at home how important it is to be on that head pin on that first ball. Show just off the head pin right. It's only 6. He's a 1, 2, 6, 10. No wood to really help him. Right in the 1, 2, and can't carry the 6, 10. But he is opposite a 6 box, so he can gain 4 pins without a mark. And he does just that.
That's a
Nice
good 10 out of that.
So without a mark, he actually takes a 1-pin lead in that frame. Picks up 4 pins. Oh, he is opposite a 5 box. Right in the pocket.
And to take advantage of opposite that 5 box, he's got the 5 pin.
Yeah.
It's the kingpin, as they call it.
Terrific movie too.
Shows all over
There's
it.
the 5 pin.
So it's a spare for Dan in the 6th frame. His 2nd mark of the match.
Steve just off to the right on the head pin.
Use the 4 horsemen left with the 9 and 10 pin.
It's everything but the head pin. Gonna clean up for a 10. And he does.
He needed
that.
All right, Steve's gonna try to set himself up here to make a run for it. Off to the left, leaves the half Worcester. Oh, what a hit.
on.
Get over.
Oh,
Made a nice run at that shot.
that pin looked like it was going down, then it was going to stay, and then it went.
It's actually going to be a 9 box.
Just
Steve
a
thought he
9.
hit the wood first.
That's
so
right, yeah. If the wood's in the gutter, and you clip it on the way by to a corner pin, it doesn't count. So
That's right.
and that one was pretty close. Mike did the gentleman's thing and hit the foul button, taking his 9 box.
Yeah, in this game, it's on close shots like that, it's the bowler's call. In that respect, it is a gentleman's game.
He called it on himself.
Dan working on a spare, at least the half was to right, so only a 2. And he finds the hole again.
He's all the way to Worcester now, Dave. I mean, he needs a big out here. Take advantage of the open boxes from Legendre once more.
Yeah, I'll put Legendre right back in the match. Good ball there, drops
That's
8.
He'll take an 8 out of that every time.
Absolutely. Lead is currently 6 pins for Dan.
Gauthier leaves the 1, 2, 4.
Oh, he
Wasting no
makes
time.
it.
Goes outside and carries it.
It's a good shot for Dan. Steve right in the pocket on that ball.
That's a great ball right there. Right in the pocket. He leaves the 5-8.
With Steve's ball, when he hits the pocket,
Yeah, it can do
there's a
some
huge
damage.
difference.
Ooh, just by.
Wow.
Wow.
Couldn't miss by less.
Couldn't shine a flashlight between that.
Take the 10, though. Could prove to be a big pin. He really needs a mark here.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a mark here. He's already down by 6 and opposite of mark.
There it is.
Right in the pocket
And
again.
that's the
Come
6
on.
pin. Piece of
Just
wood
leaves
dressed
the,
up against the 6 pin, and another piece looking to get involved in the picture. See if it rolls all the way back, and it does touch that other piece of wood. So
Yeah, all he's
anywhere
got-
on that wood should be fine.
All he's got to do is hit it. And there it goes. Looking for a big fill here.
Steve could use a 10 count for 107 total.
Yeah, definitely. Right in the pocket again.
Good ball
Last few
for
boxes.
settle
And
for
with
7.
104,
All right.
103.
Yeah, no, I think it gypped him a pin on that fill here.
Yeah, it should be 104. Correct.
Yeah,
And
correct.
Gauthier seals it up with a strike.
Yeah.
That is
That will
correct.
settle that with authority from Dan Gauthier.
Indeed. So Dan will move on to face Dave Hodge or Dave Mallahan himself.
Hodgehan or Mallahan, as we like to call him.
Dan looking to close out his string here. Gets the 6 fill in his strike. just by for the 6 buck, but that's all right. He finishes with a 116 and the victory, so that's not going to bother Shu at all.
So, our second game of today's show is going to see Dan Gauthier pull out the victory, 116 to 104 over Steve Legendre. And we'll be back to talk to our bowlers in just a moment. Welcome back, and we're with our two bowlers from our second game today. Steve, tough match.
It happens.
It does happen. What'd you think?
You didn't get breaks. It's all, was off the head pin. You can't expect much when you're off the head pin.
Yeah, the couple of times, it seemed like when you were hitting the head pin, the pins were flying, but you just weren't hitting it enough.
Yeah. There's always next time.
That's right. And Dan bowled very well today.
Yeah. They say he had a couple bad breaks, but he got the better half of the breaks, so it's part of the game.
You're right. It happens. It happens. Well, good effort. Gothman, Shu,
Hey.
whatever. These guys have got more nicknames for you than I know what to do with.
I'm sure Dave does, especially.
Oh, they do, and we'll have more later. So you ended up with a 116. You had a couple of strikes. You had one at the beginning of the match, one in the ninth, and then a couple of spares.
Yeah, the one in the ninth was big because I was uncharacteristically nervous today. I think it was after the last time being on the show, and I blew a big lead that I had after 4 boxes. And even though I tried not to think about it, it was in my head. And even before throwing that strike, in my head it was just don't throw a 2-fill because, it's the worst thing you want to do is to think about the worst thing you can do, but sometimes you just can't stop yourself. So that was a big relief throwing that.
Well, if you were nervous, you handled it well. You didn't show it. You looked very calm. You obviously you covered it up well, and you bowled very well.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully, I think it'll take more than that though against Dave Mallahan. We used to call him Dave Hodge. So.
Well, they just told me they also call him Mallahan. Is another thing to call.
That'll work.
Okay, so you'll be taking Dave on in our Elite 8 show, and that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. So congratulations on that. Great job, both of you guys. So that'll do it for this show. Would like to thank everybody for watching today. I'd like to thank Sophie and Dave, and obviously Richie Myrick and Dave Chestercove, my co-hosts, and Matt Ferrara and Pete Fasciano, and the list is just too much to mention. My homeroom teacher from high school, Mr. Hallis, and my freshman football coach, Mr. Carini, and Mr. Allegre. He was my homeroom teacher in middle school back in Liverpool, New York. And okay, I'm moving on, Matt. That'll do it for today's show. And we'll see you again next week on New England Candlepins from FICO Bowlodrome in Franklin, Massachusetts. Take care.
New England Candlepins is made possible through the generous support of the U.S. Candlepin Bowling Association. Learn more at uscandlepin.com. By FICO's Family Bowlodrome in Franklin, Massachusetts. Visit ficosbowl.com. By your community's public access channel. And by your Franklin friends and neighbors. Good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.